And that is, so it's like this whole idea of like doing our own flavor, bringing our own flavor to basketball, bringing our own flavor to tennis, bringing our own flavor to cooking food. You know what I'm saying? It's he does this. He did this in business also. So instead of showing up in a business suit and being a cookie cutter, right, like everybody else, he does it his way. He does it the way he was raised. He does it the urban way. You feel me? Like the black way, right? And it's interesting. It's an interesting take, right? But I think that part is important to highlight because it shows just how grounded he is in his culture, and just because he doesn't agree with things politically, in relations to what the rest of Black America believes politically, he's still in his roots. For the people, and because he was raised by the people.
We fucked with you when it was time for you to say that it's the fuck with you.
My man is a little tipsy right now, but just bear with him, y'all.
We want to continue to follow you. We do.
He's speaking from the heart, though. My man is speaking from the heart, cuz. He said, we fuck with you, man. Yay, we fuck with you, man. He be start crying. Hey, my man is speaking from the soul, though, man. That is the truth serum at work. You feel me? That's why it's such a dope, man. That's why Drink Champs is such an authentic, raw, emotional, like real down to earth pod, bro. I love that. This is really, truly a great and dope podcast. I suggest everybody really sit down and watch all these episodes, man. N.O.R.E is definitely Noriega is definitely a genius when it comes to this podcast stuff. He arguably the best podcast out there, especially for the black community, man. So now that brings us to the Drink Champs interview, hosted by Noriega. This is no longer on his channel. There's new ways to access this video, and hopefully you all find it easily enough, because I would not be doing a full review of this video. But you are all free to watch all of this at your own leisure, and I highly recommend you to do so.
He obviously get Trump, right? Biden and Trump.
Yeah, Trump. Okay. He cool. He cool for now. He cool. Yeah.
All right.
Maybe neither works there too.
All right. Dungeon.
So yeah, DJ EFFN says that neither is an option also, which is respectable, which is a respectable option, to be honest with you. But Ye says, hey, Trump is cool for now. If I got to choose between the two, you know what I'm saying? And he has pretty decent reason to say so. He doesn't like Democrats. That's a really big reality for a pretty sizable percentage of black Americans right now. Not an overwhelming percentage, don't get me wrong, but like a lot of black people are very unhappy with Donald Trump. I mean, with Donald Trump, of course they are, but with Joe Biden, you know what I'm saying? And that's what Ye's talking about here. What's going on, YouTube? This is mid-editing Marcus here. Here to admit that I very unfortunately forgot to mention a very important point to do with this section of the interview. When he says that for now that he'll choose Trump, this partnership with Trump is and has always been very temporary. So a lot of people want to drive home the point that he just loves Trump. Everything that you've heard, right? It's just kind of misguided and a little too surface level. Like I said, when you hear him say things like this, which can be taken as some actual disrespect. Like I said, it's easy to draw to the conclusion that maybe this dude didn't really favor Trump like we thought he did. So later on in this interview, we kind of figure out, or we'll see some points to solidify that. So back to the video.
Jewish media push BLM and force people into outrage, right? But then say, I don't have the right to my anger. As a human being, I know I can read all the books, I can meditate.
So here he's like, and that's kind of confusing here, as I stated earlier. Sometimes Jay says things that's hard to follow. He sounds like he's rambling. All that means is you just don't understand the context. You don't understand the references. It's like rap music, right? If you don't understand the references that what they're speaking to, which is usually geared towards the black experience, which a lot of people just can't empathize with, you're gonna get lost in the sauce, right? And Ye is just, he speaks like he's rapping, if that makes any sense. You need to understand the reference in order to understand his message. So with that said, when he speaks on Jewish media, right, having a stronghold in BLM, right, which they do, George Soros, right, that they have the power to incite black people into anger, right? George Floyd, right? And then create backlash for when there's anger directed towards them. So when Ye is directing his anger towards a group of people who've harmed black culture, right, the black community, now it's a problem. That's what he's trying to say here, right?
As a human being, I know I can read all the books, I can meditate, I can study and say, hey, I don't have a problem with Jewish culture. I don't have a problem with what Jewish people have done to my people. I don't have a problem with the fact that the Jewish people have bought. I can say that, but I do.
Yeah. He can say these things if he so chose to. He can say these things if he was paid to. He can say these things just to have some clout, right? But he chooses not to. He chooses not to grift, right? He chooses to stand on his. He chooses to stay on 10. He chooses to stay on code. He chooses to be Ye and to be for his people. And I have reason to believe his people is black.
And I
people.
own my...
Not just black conservatives, by the way, or black capitalists.
I'm right, and I own my anger. And I'm gonna keep that anger as an energy to wake me up until it changes.
See? He's using the anger to drive him, to create change, to create a better opportunity for tomorrow, right? That's what war is all about, right? That, like, you have a point of true anger to shoot the drilling, everything necessary to win that battle, right? So that tomorrow would be in your favor. Or just fear.
You're not going to back me down until it changes. I'm not clarifying nothing, TMZ. No, I'm not talking specifically about businessmen.
Now, I will say this, it's good to clarify, Ye. It's definitely good to clarify. Please, when you're given the opportunity to clarify, I would highly suggest you clarify, because if you want to be a leader, you need to make that message crystal clear for the entire world to understand. Because as you see, if you give them an inch, they will take the whole ruler, man.
I'm talking about you, TMZ. I'm talking about the media also. I'm talking about the entire culture. I need your entire culture to take a look at itself and picture this moment. Picture every single black athlete, black actor, and black rapper being able to put their contracts up the way I put my contracts up. And we compare and contrast what things should be in the deals and what things should be out of the deals.
There's gonna be a lot of people embarrassed by that.
There's gonna be a lot of people embarrassed by that. Ye owns his anger. He owns his anger, and he knows what to do with his anger, right? He's using his anger to make things fair, right? It's not about conquest. It's not about domination over a disenfranchised people, right? This is about being fair, because this whole idea with the contracts and the music labels and all that stuff, he's using this example to bring light to a larger issue, that black people, right, has been a target, not just being a target, they have been a means to great wealth in this country since Plymouth Rock landed on us.
But we did have an epiphany, which I feel like we could get like a better word for that, but as an alternative word to breakthrough, or 2 words, is when I said I was jealous. Because that's really gonna set it off, right? Because I know like the Scooter Brauns because Scooter Braun is my boy also, right?
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
As well, right?
Because even when I talk shit, it's just like complaining about a foul. But you know, I'm like AI and Jordan combined, right? It's because it couldn't be a John Morant without an AI and Jordan, right? He brought carrying. He made carrying legal, right? Because carrying, like, it relates to the way we play basketball. You know what I'm saying? So everything about basketball relates to the way we play basketball. And we could hit a 3-pointer while we at it, but everything is super, super, super niggered out, right?
So, yeah, so, how do I word this? I mean, he's just speaking to the fact that black folk just put some extra seasoning on things that actually function well already. It's like it's our way of being extra. It's like our way of just doing things a little bit different, with a little extra style, with a little bit extra, just a little smidge extra grace and everything like that puts us above other groups. You know what I mean? No matter what we're doing. There's examples of it in basketball. There's examples of it in I mean, heck, and even tennis. You know what I mean? Where we just do just a little bit extra, things is a little bit different to make it unique, to make it our own. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, that's just, it's dope.
In basketball, where I make business super niggered out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I go to business.
Did you have a meeting with Adidas and you played porno?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I know, you definitely played porno for
What's your perspective on that? And I'll tell you mine.
No, I don't know. My boy told me yesterday. He's like, "Did you?" I go, "I didn't know."
So yeah, they're gonna just go into like the fact that he went in Adidas and if I can quote it correctly, nobody has sex in Adidas. You know what I'm saying? All day I dream about sex. That whole thing. He said nobody has sex in Adidas. You're right, and that was like part of like the sales pitch with the high reps and stuff like that. And I guess it worked, right? But and so it's like this whole idea of like doing our own flavor, bringing our own flavor to basketball, bringing our own flavor to tennis, bringing our own flavor to cooking food. You know what I'm saying? It's he did this in business also. So instead of showing up in a business suit and being a cookie cutter, right, like everybody else, he does it his way. He does it the way he was raised. He does it the urban way. You feel me? Like the black way, right? And it's interesting. It's an interesting take, right? But I think that part is important to highlight because it shows just how grounded he is in his culture, and just because he doesn't agree with things politically, in relation to what the rest of Black America believes politically, he's still in his roots for the people, and because he was raised by the people.
Advocate for the devil.
Okay, but is they just Jewish? It could be all business people.
Man, let me tell you what it is. It's like
that's the thing that starts to get weird.
All old white people is racist.
Hear that?
Across the board. Trump, whoever you want to. Boom.
He just said Donald Trump and of course Joe Biden are racist, and he put a lot of other white people under the bus also. I don't believe all white people are racist. Now let's. I don't think all old white people are completely racist. I wouldn't say that. I still got there's some old white people in my community that contribute towards the economy and stuff like that. All of that stuff. But yeah, he's blatantly talking about the question was directly pointed at Donald Trump, and he even said it himself. Donald Trump, he's a part of that old white man group that is racist.
They all racist, right? Everybody's racist, right? Because world's raised as white supremacists. I love Superman. I love Tom Brady.
All right.
I seen Mahomes.
So why
I seen Mahomes throw that game. I see him throw that game, and it's so funny. It's weird because I'm it's like on some bipolarity, right? Because I see Mahomes. And I could see it in his face. I seen a couple passes he threw. I knew the conversation. The conversation is like, you got a long career ahead of you. We need our boy to get 7 rings. And I love Tom Brady too, so I'm torn. You know what I'm saying? You're not always one thing.
When you were AB? You were AB?
Yeah, I'm with AB. I'm talking about when Tom Brady won that Super Bowl with Mahomes, right? So I seen him throw a pass, and it looked like Christian Laettner running up the court slow to me. Because I seen it. I know, and I knew what the conversation was. The conversation, you got a long career ahead of you. We need this one. You ain't gonna be coming out doing all this. You ain't gonna be moonwalking today, Mahomes.
See that?
We'll give you your opportunity to moonwalk. It's just not today.
Isn't that amazing?
And if you go out here and pull a Bruce Willis on Pulp Fiction, you pull a Ye, you won't make it.
See?
And they showed him a picture of his grandmother. And they showed him pictures, you know what I'm saying? Do this sound like about right?
That sound like a pro white supremacist. I'm just saying, like, these aren't the things that like white supremacists say. You're not gonna hear this man right here.
Beta baby.
You're not gonna hear Jesse Lee Peterson say things like this. You're not gonna hear Candace Owens say this. You're not gonna hear the Hodge twins even. You're not gonna hear them say this. You're not gonna hear vintage Lucas, Amazing Lucas say this. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Amazing Lucas, you my homie, bro. You're not gonna hear these people say these things. You know what I'm saying? Because the agenda holds on to these Sambos. Dr. Claude Anderson speaks to marriage towards man's mission, right? The idea that let's get somebody that look like them, get somebody that can represent them, that they can identify with, and then let's tell them everything. Let's feed them money. Let's pay them to grift. Let's get them to forego all production, all advancement in their community, so that they themselves succeed in spite of the advancement of their communities. This is not what Ye just said right here. No, that's not what those type of people will say.
Did it sound about right?
Yeah.
And the interesting thing, the way how Quentin Tarantino framed it, whether it's in Pulp Fiction or Django, he framed it where Ving Rhames was the Jewish media and Bruce Willis was us. So go back and look at Pulp Fiction and look at what it was. This is real NFL. This is like on TV, bro. Act like you ain't see that. Act like ain't my home saying like, man, all right, okay.
No, but let me.
So I want to say this too, though. This is when he truly like developed his style, his confidence in terms of like interviews. Like he's comfortable. He's more comfortable now than any of the times we've seen him in the past. You know, he doesn't look unhinged in this interview. He looks comfortable. You know, he's like throughout the whole interview. I would argue. I mean, I could be wrong. If there's a timestamp where something looks kind of weird to you, I like you just go ahead and share it with me. Put it in the comments. I like to hear it. Or I like to review it. I just want to kind of take a quick couple seconds to exclaim that he was really shining in this interview. He really it's a big difference between how he speaks here and how he spoke a few years back when he did the TMZ interview.
Let me just ask you, because
And I love Tom Brady, bro. I love Tom Brady. But guess what? I was also taught to love Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Who's your first superhero? Superman. So the whole world is white.
is that his shirt?
supremacist.
You got the Superman.
No,
Yeah,
this
bro.
just tremendous.
Yeah, so it's me again. So unfortunately, I had some bit of audio issues and stuff like that. But what I wanted to say was, unfortunately, our friend Noriega was drunken, right? And the point Ye was getting at was a bit taken off the rails here due to some drunken antics and stuff, but which is cool or whatever. But the point, like I said, I just wanted to bring home the point that a lot of stuff he said up to this point is yet again essentially in big. It's definitely giving us. It's definitely the ammo necessary to combat the idea that Ye is this, white supremacist supporter or anything along those lines, and that instead of like going off of very limited optics, very limited and surface level observations that like I said, we kind of listen to hear him out and then connect some dots and stuff like that, and then realize that there's more to what his delivery is, what his message is, than what we see in those those trending clips. So
We love you.
ruling the world right now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. In a way, they gotta have the taste though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Steve Jobs had the best taste. I've yet to meet a tech guy with better taste than me. I'm the next frontier. You got Ralph, Steve, and then it's me. You know what I'm saying? It's like none of these guys, even Elon flew me, you know what I'm saying? Vori,
I'm going
Whack
too
100.
far into
It's
it.
like a team
My
was like
bad.
went to SpaceX.
I'm like, what? Why is this
You
not
feel
in
me?
my?
This
Why
new
is
jet
none
out
of these
there, he said,
conversations
I
in my
want you
notes
to
are like
design
one none whatsoever? Where we at here? John Brady, 4404. Yeah, I'm way past that. So 249.
But when you wear the White Lives Matter shirt, it kind of takes away from everything from black people. Because what it is like the same way you order
Now what's happening here is really important. I want everybody to I want everybody to understand that sometimes, this is not all the time, don't get me wrong. Sometimes the interviewer is completely immersing himself into the community, right? Everybody understands, everybody should know, right, that it's the interviewer's job to ask the questions of the people to the person they're interviewing, right? And this is what he's doing. He's speaking to everything that black people are asking, want to know, why is Ye doing this? He's asking the important questions, and watch what Ye answers with.
Confederate flag.
Confederate flag. And we like, damn. And I know you. I love you. I fuck with you. You my brother. So I take this. And I'm a real nigga. And I'm a real nigga in the streets every day. But even me, I question, like, why would you try to, like, even when you said, George Floyd, and you said, George Floyd, like, and you said, I could prove that somebody wasn't on his neck. We don't even care about that yet.
Because we don't care.
But let me finish. We black people, we Black Panthers, we fucking the people that you gotta fuck with. We fucked with you when it was time for you to say that it's to fuck with you.
My man is a little tipsy right now, but just bear with him, y'all.
We wanna continue to follow you. We do.
He's speaking from the heart, though. My man is speaking from the heart, cuz. he said, we fuck with you, man. Yay, we fuck with you, man. He be start crying. Hey, my man is speaking from the soul, though, man. That is the truth serum at work. You feel me? That's why it says the dope, that man. That's why Drink Champs is such an authentic, raw, emotional, like real down to earth pod, bro. I love it. This is really, truly a great and dope podcast. I suggest everybody really sit down and watch all these episodes, man. N.O.R.E is definitely Noriega is definitely a genius when it comes to this podcast stuff. He arguably the best podcast out there, especially for the black community, man. There's been some extremely important conversations going on this Noriega podcast, this Drink Champs podcast, and even though this particular podcast episode drew in a lot of negative attention, bro, man, quit playing, bro. This dude Noriega put in some serious work for not just himself, not just his platform, but for the community as a whole, bro. Man, give this man his flowers for real. But yeah, man, like for real, that Truth Serum spoke. That Truth Serum forced his lips to speak what needed to be said on the behalf of the black community. Much respect to N.O.R.E for creating this platform.
You are yay. But when the white lives matter, we know white lives matter. We know that. But black lives matter when we are getting killed every fucking single day. We have to notice that.
But since that happened, we haven't got killed less. We got killed more. We broke more shit up. You gotta understand, it's like what I'm doing is tight jeans. If you think about if you think about a Meek Mill's outfit and you picture him, you're gonna picture him in some tight jeans. But the same mentality would have been Beanie telling me and Pharrell to come out the closet because we was wearing tight jeans back in the days.
Yeah.
And then I got on tape, I say, yo, don't try me like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm on Sephora shit, and now me and Beanie, we good. Like everybody know, I'm Michael. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no one, you know what I'm saying?
But
so
guess what? I agree.
It's like
I agree.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
can you talk? Can you let me talk?
Yeah.
But I agree. I agree with everything you say. But we really getting killed out here, yeah? Yeah, listen. We're really getting killed out here. Our little brothers, God bless our children.
I want to say he's speaking to like the fentanyl stuff. Like when he kind of comes out and says the things that Candace Owens says in her documentary regarding BLM and George Floyd. This is what he's talking about. He's talking about, hey, it's not like we're not killing ourselves out here, yay. They are putting their knees on our necks and they're strangling us, right? Figuratively, obviously, but we have targets on our backs, and it's not. And don't believe the stuff that Candace is coming around and talking about, right? It's literally they're killing us, right? That's what he's speaking to, and they talk about the whole fentanyl stuff in the conversation. I might or may not cover it here.
T-shirts not gonna change it.
You have children named N.O.R.E, Chicago. Imagine N.O.R.E in Chicago comes to you and says, yo, they called me a nigga. And then N.O.R.E says to you, well, why they call me a nigga? And they say, because they said black lives didn't matter.
No. White lives matter doesn't mean that black lives don't matter.
Yes.
Right, that's the thing. That's
what
the
we need you to say.
conversation. That's the conversation.
That's what we need you to say, yeah?
That's the conversation.
Yeah. All right. Now we talking. That's what we need you to say.
See, and this is kind of comes to the problem. This kind of, it's beautiful that he did it like that. Because I don't know if N.O.R.E knew that already, right? He probably didn't, right? But it's really important that he got that out of Ye, because he has a peace creator platform where blacks primarily tune in on, and the message of all lives matter, not infringing on Black Lives Matter or White Lives Matter, isn't infringing on Black Lives Matter, is not something you will hear from media sources ran by progressives, right? And you understanding that all lives matter, not infringing on Black Lives Matter, is not gonna be talked about. It's only gonna be talked about on right-leaning platforms, albeit sometimes it's said in bad faith, like some people truly do mean that Black lives don't matter. Don't get me wrong; those people do exist, and some people are using. I would argue that maybe even majority of people that use that all lives matter slogan, they're using that to demean the importance of Black Lives Matter, right? But you also have to understand that the intentions of people are not all the same. Right? Just like black people are not a monolith. You also have to extend that grace to the people that say white lives matter or all lives matter. Not everybody have the same intentions, right? And that's what Ye is trying to explain. Ye has his own reasons for why he says white lives matter, right? He has his own reasons for why he says all lives matter. But as you just witnessed, he states in live that it's not to infringe on black lives, right? So that's important to understand. And in my opinion, you only wouldn't know that already if you stick to your echo chambers, right? So that's why it's important that we stay out of these echo chambers, that we do our best to surround ourselves with people that can challenge our thoughts, that can challenge our opinions.
That was hard. That was real.
But that's why we had this conversation. By the way, we're gonna have this round table. Can you imagine when we design our communities, starting here down in Miami, and then around the world,
Let's go.
around the fire pit, and
Around the
it's
Drink
beautiful.
Chance fire pit.
Yeah, right there. We got the Douce. We don't got the Hennessy. We got the Douce.
We need Karis One.
Yeah.
Cool Herc.
Hey, you know what?
Flash.
I will say, I want to come and say to my people, I'm apologizing that hurt. I imagine that Moses many times had to come and say, hey, I know this hurts you, but we're going here. It's a lot of people that had in their daily life, it got used to like moving those bricks and building pyramids and also building up Jewish record labels and, you know what I'm saying, building up the basketball teams or building up the fashion brands and shooting ads for like fashion brands we don't own or drinking Hennessy or signing with Larry Jackson and Apple instead of doing it on Tidal or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? There's no knocks to Larry Jackson. Larry Jackson got his own thing now, right? And that's better. But every single black artist need to be on Tidal.
Hear that? Every single black artist need to be on Tidal. Why? Jay-Z is at the top of Tidal. There's other streaming platforms. There's don't be on Spotify. Not to say don't be on the YouTube thing or whatever or what have you. But make sure you're on Tidal also. Black artists, make sure you're on Tidal also. Now dealing with Tidal might have some drawbacks. You know what I mean? But you need to, as a black people, you're gonna have to take that L, right? Take that L and understand it's for the greater good.
And every single black artist needs to wear Yeezy. And if Cedric, the head of Balenciaga, talk left or right to me, we need to be able to turn the switch off on Balenciaga. And if he talk right to me and us, we turn the switch on. We have to come together as a block, as Claude Anderson said.
See that? Claude Anderson.
We have to be a block. So this time, say if I don't, let's say just in our wildest dreams, Ye doesn't become president. Oh shit, let's go. My favorite Jewish homeboy.
Yeah, so one of his homeboys came through and he's caught in the rugs. You heard what he said though, right? You heard what he said? He said black people need to be like this, right? We need to be like this. And he's just using himself as an example, but we need to be doing this as just in general is what he argues. When something bad happens, we got to be ready to switch just like that. Now, we are like that to an extent. It's not like we are incapable of groupthink or monolithic behavior or unity, right? It's not like it's impossible for us. It's not impossible because we do participate. We do have a lot of unity going on. It's just that the unity has been, how do I put this? We're following the wrong leaders. The people that we entrust to be our leaders, right, aren't us. At the very top of the people that we choose to give our undying adoration for, they have a boss. And then they have a boss. At the very top of that boss, so it's somebody that does not have your best interest in heart. Even if you want to say, oh, well, It's not about your race, Marcus. It's not about your race. It's not about race. All that. Oh, sure. It's about greed, right? Because even if you want to say it's not about race, even if you want to say it's not about slavery, it's not about this whole. We don't have to make it about race. We have to, but we still have to acknowledge that our people being sharing only 0.5% of the United States wealth, it comes with a price for us, and we're the ones that's taking the blunt end of it. When you're a boss, when the person at the very top of the person that you trust is not for your community, and it chooses to exploit your community for profit and solely profit, there's special prizes for that. So what Ye is speaking to, what Ye is trying to promote here is to make your bosses make the very tip top of the money of who you work for, of the allocation of your funds. Let that person be Black American. Best case scenario, FBA. But Jay-Z is FBA. Ye is FBA. And even if you believe that they don't have the best interests of FBA or Black Americans at heart, you are rest assured that you have a better chance of their money being reinvested into the black community. You have a better chance that their money being reinvested into the Black community than the other people. Just putting it out there, man. He learned, and I want to end this off. I want to end this portion of, or this Drink Champs interview by saying, any Black person that understands the talking points and regurgitates the talking points of Dr. Claude Anderson is an ally to foundational Black Americans, to Africans descendants of slaves, to Black Americans. Kanye West, on multiple occasions, brings up Dr. Claude Anderson and his teachings. And I have a rich history with Dr. Claude Anderson on this channel, and I can firmly stand behind any Black person that perpetuates, that teaches, that parrots the talking points of Dr. Claude Anderson. I mean, I do want to, I do want to state that I would really need them to understand the talking point, not just parrot the talking points, right? But to actually take the time to fully understand, to the point where they fully conceptualize everything that man has taught, right? Don't just, it's not parroting, it's not good enough, I would say, but actually understanding and fully embracing his teachings is what I'm speaking to.